At the Pacific Forestry Centre, we conduct research on a number of different topics: insects and diseases and their effects on trees, forest fire research, wood fiber science, economic research, and climate change. We're particularly interested in my group in phytosanitary research, and phytosanitary is simply defined as plant health. We're interested in promoting plant health through the study of how insects and diseases interact with their hosts.
So in 2021, Western Canada experienced a record-breaking heat wave. So our team is looking at how these extreme weather events affect populations of important forest pests like the Western spruce budworm. So the Western spruce budworm is probably our most important forest pest of Douglas fir in Western Canada. So knowing whether or not these sort of pests are going to become more or less important under future climate scenarios is really important for understanding how our forests will respond and the health of the forests will change under future climate. So our team is using the Conviron chambers to rear these insects under very carefully controlled conditions. And by doing that, we'll be able to carefully monitor how quickly they grow and at what temperatures they're able to survive at in order to predict their response in the natural environment.
I work on the tree and pathogen interactions, so it's the typical work of plant pathologists. Working with this tree pathogen environment interaction is to bring the pathogen into the lab. I work with an important tree for British Columbia, coastal Douglas fir. I'm using the plant growth chamber to inoculate seedling with this pathogen. I want to be able to control the temperature, reproduce what I see outside of the growth chamber. The humidity, for example, is a very important parameter in general for plant pathologies.
Insects, being cold-blooded, respond very carefully and critically to temperature in their environment. So what we are trying to do here at the Canadian Forest Service is rear these insects under very carefully controlled temperature conditions so that over time we can develop mathematical models to predict how they're going to respond to extreme temperatures that we predict are likely going to happen under a climate changing future.
The forest coverage in Canada is 9% of the world's forests. So the Canadian Forest Service is really interested in not only protecting our forests, but also ensuring that we're not spreading pests to other forests. We are interested in not only in the environmental effects of pests and diseases, but also how this affects us socially and environmentally.
So by understanding how these insects respond to different temperatures will allow us to develop strategies to better manage these pests in the future and hopefully develop recommendations so that foresters can manage the forests in a more scientific way.